Hey guys, it's Tim Shermack, and welcome back to another episode of the Platform Marketing Show. I'm joined today by Jake Dodson in Tallahassee, Florida, which is a fun word to say. Jake, welcome to the show.
Hey, nice to see you, Tim.
So I actually remember when you joined the platform program. I remember it was 2021
Yep.
because I was actually handling all of our sales at that time. So I was actually the one on the phone with you
Yep.
talking about platform and kind of how it's a different marketing strategy from other marketing programs out there. And I will just remember because I was on a walk in Spearfish, South Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
when I was talking to you on the phone. And I remember it was like, I think actually 100 degrees that day. But I thought it was just this miracle because Spearfish is high enough altitude in kind of the Black Hills of South Dakota where there was like no humidity whatsoever. So I
Right.
was like, this is crazy. I went for like a 90-minute walk and just was talking to you the whole time on the phone, I guess like doing a sales call per platform.
Yeah.
But I didn't even sweat because it was like just no humidity up there in the
Yeah.
mountains. And then I remember within like a day or two, we had that first ad launched for you, the Olympic ad, because that was like right
Mm-hmm.
during the Olympics in 2021. I think it was the Olympic sprinting ad
I
that
think
you
you I
did.
think you hijacked my Facebook before I even became a member. You said, hold on, let me do something for you. You hopped on and we got it set up and you said, go run out a camera and send me a picture.
Yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah.
did it. And it posted it and I was like, that is awesome. I'm in. So it was kind of from then on out I was sold.
Yeah, and here you are. What was that? Yeah, 5 years ago. That was
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah, it
So that
was.
was, so we're, again, I don't know when someone's listening to this episode in the future, but we're recording this in 2026, and so all that was 5 years ago, and I remember the details of it like it was like yesterday.
Yeah,
And now
that's
you're on the
cool.
platform marketing show as a success story. So I'll lay kind of the groundwork of where you're at, and let's get into kind of your marketing journey and your journey as a realtor. You were at about $4 million in sales volume approximately when you signed up for platform back in 2021. So you were more successful than the average agent, but I'm sure you felt, hey, I'm capable of so much more than selling 4 million a year. um,
Definitely.
this year you've already closed 5 million and we're only like a third of the way through the year. So
Right.
technically you're on pace to probably do something like 12 to 15 million this year if this pace keeps up. Which is a very different income, a very different GCI if you're doing 12, 13, 14, million than doing four,
For
right?
sure.
So your business has definitely grown. I know that recently you said, hey, uh, when I look back at some recent closings, platform's probably 50% of my business right now is the leads, seeing my marketing. What what changed for you over the last 5 years? Because I'm sure it wasn't just one thing. Like how would you describe the shift in your business over the last 5 years?
Yeah, I mean it's so kind of leading up to platform, I had always been looking for somebody or some sort of advertising and had talked to local people here who would only give you a couple ads a month and charge $1,500, and I just never felt like anything was genuine. When I met you guys, it clicked immediately to that's what I was looking for. And since then, it's been a continuous, when I run into people, they say something to me. A lot of times it can be fellow realtors who have seen my stuff and they'll just mention about how unique it is, how different it is. And it has really made me stand out. Its platform has helped me, especially in the last 2 years, I think, has really, I think a different confidence has happened in my real estate game. It also coincided with a not working another job, which I, at platform, I don't even know if you knew that. In the beginning, I was uh, Jacob Dodson during the day and Jake Dodson doing real estate stuff. So, but yeah, in the last 2 years, being able to meet with clients and go over my stats and everything else that
Yep.
we all are able to do has significantly changed. But getting seen everywhere and just getting positive feedback pretty much all the time on my
Yeah.
stuff has been massive.
Yeah, because you're in Tallahassee, which is the state capital of Florida. It's not a small town,
It is
right?
not
It's
a small
obviously
town.
it's
No.
where a Florida State, is for if there's any football fans,
Right.
out there. It's not some small college town where there's
No.
10,000 people or something. It's a legitimate city, right?
Right.
And so I think often there's kind of this narrative that like, oh, a social media strategy or the platform strategy or whatever works better in small towns and it's harder in a big city. And I've always said, well, I don't know if it's harder or easier. It's different because in a small town, everyone's going to see your ads just because it's not hard to saturate an area of 5,000 people or
Right.
12,000 people or whatever. But the difference is that there's also a lot of agents and people have deeper relationships in small towns. It's harder to break into. So I think the challenges are different
Yeah.
in a big city, and you're thriving. I mean, your business at this point has tripled or more. It depends on where your business ends up this year
Right.
from where where you were at prior to platform, and you are in a legitimate big city. Like literally no one would describe Tallahassee as a small town,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you are still experiencing like, hey, I walk around town, I go to Publix, or I'm out and about and people are recognizing me. Like they
Yeah.
literally, hey, you're that realtor, right?
I actually
um
got asked if I was a meteorologist the other day, and I laughed and I said no, but I sell real estate. And they're like, oh, I see your videos. That's what it is. So I thought
that's
that was
so funny.
hilarious. Thought I was a meteorologist on TV, but they recognized the face.
Yeah,
They're pretty
yeah.
cool.
Has your price point changed at all over the last couple of years, or has the mixture of buyers versus sellers changed, like what that
For
ratio is for
sure.
you?
So buyers versus sellers, definitely. I'm listing more than I'm working with buyers, which I do like, even though I do like working with buyers as well. And price point has gone up. I was at uh 320,000 and now I'm up at like 460,000 average a house, which is
Okay, okay.
pretty amazing. Um, yeah, so it's been a great start, and I'm happy to be averaging almost 500 grand a house in a market that's 300 average.
Yeah, I mean that's a big deal, and it makes
Yeah,
a big deal in your take home paychecks because prior it's like, hey, even before the commission split, you're making, $9,000-$10,000 commission. That's again before commission splits and taxes and everything.
right.
Now it's not $9,000 or $10,000. It's more like 12, 13,
Yeah,
$14,000. And, obviously I don't have to say this on a podcast for realtors. Everyone understands this already, but like it goes without saying that means you can make a lot more money without selling a lot more houses if you just increase your price point a little bit. And every agent knows that, but I think a lot of agents don't connect the dots between marketing and how your price point shifts.
yes.
Because if your marketing, like, this isn't random, it's not a coincidence, right? If your marketing is positioning you as being an elite agent and specifically a great marketing agent, like you're great at social media marketing,
Hmm.
in your community, kind of just logically that's going to attract a larger share of sellers and listings and people in higher price points because first time buyers, or frankly any buyers that are at the lower end, or even the median end of your area, not all of them, but a lot of them don't really care what agent they work with, right?
Right.
They're the type of people who will click the big blue button on Zillow and just meet some complete random ass agent at the
Yep.
house. They just want someone to open the door for them,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Um, that's not really true of people listing a 500K house or a
Right.
600K house. Like they actually do some due diligence and research on what agent they're going to be working with. So again, to the extent that your social media marketing is positioning you as being an elite agent and that you're great at marketing, it's just going to kind of happen as a side effect of doing a lot of this marketing
For
that
sure.
you should notice that your price point is increasing. And I think again that connection between social media marketing and your price point increasing probably doesn't get talked about enough, even on this show, because often what I focus on is, hey, someone's volume increased or they're doing more transactions, and that's all great.
Hmm.
But sometimes the easiest way to make more money is just to sell the same amount of houses, but sell more $500,000 houses and
Yeah.
fewer $300,000
So
houses.
a little like background on how my price point went up and why I am so thankful for platform is it was about a year and a half ago. I had a crappy second half of the year. I mean, just awful to the point where I was kind of wondering whether or not I was going to keep doing this mixture of slow and bad clients. And so going into 2025, I was kind of like praying something was going to happen. And it happened to be that an attorney and a doctor had been watching my social media and I had not known it, and reached out and said, "We think you're the person to list our $850,000 house." That that was my
Yeah.
highest listing at the time.
Yeah.
And
And again, like for those listening, I want to add some context here that you might be in a market and you're listening to this where most of your homes are $700,000 or
right,
$800,000. But to
right,
put that into perspective, he's in a market where a lot of homes are like $300,000. So to pick up an $800,000 listing is
it's
almost,
huge.
yeah, it's almost triple the median price point. So it would be like someone in a 700K neighborhood who's used to doing 700K transactions out of nowhere picking up a $2 million listing who
Right,
told you it's because I've been following your
following
Facebook
me,
ads.
I had no idea. And so I ended up listing it, selling it, helping them buy a $750,000 house. Met buyers during an open house at that $850,000 house, helped them close last year a $750,000 house. And it kind of snowballed from there to where once I advertise that I've done these transactions, people see you as that person
Then
who's now
then
doing
you,
$700,000
yes,
transactions. And
then you start getting more of them.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me that I feel very comfortable 600, 800,000 now, whereas a year and a half ago I was like, whoa, 800, big deal.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of feeling like an everyday thing, so it's pretty cool.
Now, can I ask you a personal question here? Like, what is the
Sure.
approximate price range of your house that you live in?
450. So
Yeah. So
almost exactly what my average is.
yeah. And I love asking that to agents because
Yeah.
so often the house they live in is directly, like, it's directly linked to where they're most comfortable selling. And it's a
Right.
pure human psychology thing where if you think of yourself as the type of person who lives in a 450K house, that's kind of that's the vibe and that's the confidence level that you will project out into the
Yes.
world is I'm comfortable selling, $400 to $500,000 homes. It kind of takes some there needs to be some sort of spark. Something needs to change for you to bring that confidence of like, hey, I'm living in a $400,000 house or a $500,000 house, but I'm
Hmm.
also confident selling $1 million houses.
Right.
Because the same thing is true of someone who might live in a $280,000 house. They're probably going to show up to a listing appointment for a $500,000 house and kind of have this subconscious but noticeable nervousness,
Right.
right? And your marketing, I think, has been that bridge for you where it would allowed you to be like, hey, yeah, I in this case, you live in a $450,000 uh house, but you're perfectly at ease talking with someone who lives in an $800,000
Right.
house because now you have the marketing and the data and just the real world proof to back it up that hey, I'm gonna get you better results than other agents,
Yep.
you know.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's been a cool transition to where I am right now. And to be honest, we're kind of looking at $600,000 houses, so that makes sense. So
Let's go.
yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
we're
That's
going
so
to
cool.
hopefully join a country club around here and move in there. And I've already got a couple deals working in there, so that's good.
Man, dude, congrats. That's so awesome.
Thanks.
I'm so
Appreciate that.
happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Um, so when we look back again, you've been a client now for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Uh, what have been some of your favorite ads
Mm.
of like, hey, this one got a lot of engagement, or that, that particular ad, people were telling me in real life how much they thought that was cool or how funny that was. Like, are there any ads that immediately pop up if I ask you what have been your favorite platform ads over the years?
So, well, first of all, personally, I love the food ads. I love eating, so I enjoy getting to eat a meal and write it off. But that is, I would say, I loved my which one was it? It was the one where I had like a psychiatrist, and I'm asking like the goat one, the best,
Oh, yeah,
greatest of
yeah,
all
yeah.
time, and
Yep,
I'm putting
yeah.
glasses on that like I'm not myself and answering it. That was a fun one. A lot of people commented on that in public to me. I had one that I had a 10-acre property. I love playing golf, and it looked like a fairway down a hill in a way, and so I got my driver out from the top of the hill and hit it, and actually ended up selling it off of that ad directly, and almost hit it into the road. I didn't realize how far down it was. Um, but that was a pretty fun one just because I had a lot of people. I even had somebody say, I saw you last night, nice golf swing. So talking about seeing me on Facebook. So um, yeah, I mean, the fun intro ads are the ones that really get the most attention, and the ones that when people comment on stuff, they'll mention social media, but they're like, I love your videos. Your videos are fun. And that's kind of been something in the last,
Yeah.
and I got to thank Allie for that. Allie pushes me a little bit to get out there and you know, do something fun in the beginning. So I'm much more comfortable with doing that now.
So you mentioned Allie. I'm going to assume for a second that someone's listening to this. They have no idea who Allie is. Can you kind of give, in your own words, what does it mean to have Allie as your platform account manager, and what does that mean? Like, what does she do for you? And then, can you imagine getting the results that you've had over the last 5 years without working with someone like Allie? If you had to do all that yourself?
Yeah, I mean, she has pushed me with encouragement, but also challenged me to kind of go outside and make sure I'm doing something different each time. Um, Before that, I would mix in a lot of, just holding a selfie video and taking it, and that would be my listing. And I felt like I was doing more than everybody else. That was my listing video.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I would mix in a fun one every 4 or 5 times. And so, yeah, I mean, having somebody you talk to every other week who pushes you, um, holds you accountable, and strategizes with you is massive. It's everything. So I'm extremely thankful to have her on my side.
And again, for those who aren't listening, Allie is Jake's account manager
Right.
at Platform, and it's kind of like a marketing strategist that you have 2 calls with her every month, and you go over what ads you're going to be doing in the next couple weeks. She's the one actually behind the scenes, like managing his budgets and managing his Facebook ad campaigns and making sure that everything gets set up. And she brings kind of like marketing homework, we call it, to those
Yep.
calls, where it's like, hey, Jake, here's the ads we want to do for you over the next month. Here's what we'll need from you to get those ads out. These are the pictures we need you to take, or these are the video clips we need you to get us. And obviously, our team does all the video editing for you, but you have to get us the content or get us the pictures. And it's
Right.
kind of Allie who facilitates all that and kind of acts as your marketing strategist.
Yeah.
I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. Like, our biggest expense at Platform is our payroll, because we hire smart people and pay them well. I think our payroll as a company now is like over $250,000 a month.
I saw that.
And
That's
yeah,
wild. It's
and
wild.
technically, the reason I bring that up is technically we wouldn't have to have any of that. And in theory, Tim could make way more money every year
Hmm.
if I just didn't have this big team and I used AI or something to like automate. Hey, I'm just going to send you an automated email every week on here's the ads we want you to do. And in theory, I could cut a bunch of expenses by not having our account management team. But you know what would happen is probably every single client would quit
Yeah.
within a month or two, because having an account, like, we use the phrase account manager very specifically because account means to hold account, like accountability. It's where the
Hmm.
word accountability comes from. And they're holding you accountable, right? In the same way that there's cheaper marketing programs out there than Platform. Certainly, right? We're
Right.
definitely premium priced compared to other marketing companies out there. But it's kind of like getting a gym membership at one of those like 24/7 gyms. If you are super driven and have all the willpower, by all means, get like a $20 a month gym membership. But like, a lot of people need to pay extra for a personal trainer or to have a CrossFit membership that's
Yep.
200-300 bucks a month, because you need someone guiding you and holding you accountable. Because if we're honest, if you get a cheap $20 gym membership but never go, you're actually getting less value than someone who pays $800 a month for a personal trainer and actually goes 2 or 3 times a week because they're paying for the personal trainer. they actually get more value out of someone who has a way cheaper membership but doesn't get any
Yeah,
results, right?
absolutely. So when I'm an introvert in a way. Like I don't do well in groups, but I do well when I'm showing houses to families. I can crack jokes, do all that stuff, be myself. Don't do well in big groups. Don't love being in front of a camera. And that's why I was looking for a platform. When I was looking, I wanted somebody who could individually help me get out of my shell and do things I
Yeah.
would never do, because even to this day, people wonder how I can do it. And I'm just shocked that not everybody's doing it, but it's because I've
Yeah,
been
like
doing
all
it
the
for 5
people
years.
yeah,
They
like
know
all
they
the
should
people who
be.
have yeah, like all the people who have known you though your whole life are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe
Yeah.
Jake is doing all this stuff
Yes. Yes. They think
on social
yeah.
media." Yeah.
And even people that don't know me well in my brokerage, like compare me to like a car salesman who's got wild like radio commercials and things like that. And I love it because it's like, all right, you see me as somebody who's putting myself out there, and you're actually commenting on it, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, it's good commentary to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like would would you have more fun with your social media and actually create interesting content and have some fun with your videos, have
Mm-hmm.
some fun with your social media marketing? Would you do all that if it didn't actually grow your business? It's like, no, probably not,
Okay.
because then it would just be a bunch of wasted activity and wasted mental energy. But if having more fun with your social media marketing strategy and doing fun videos and putting some personality into your
Right.
social media posts and your ads, if that's the difference in your case, I mean, let's use actual numbers here of going from 4 million to like 12 million or more, why would you not do that? Right?
Right.
Like, I mean, why would you want to go back to your husband or wife or kids, and be like, "Oh, I wasn't willing to like have fun with my social media, so now I guess our family will make $200,000 less every year." You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like
Right. Right. No, for sure.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It is I don't know, just being able to be handed ideas for intros, pick and choose which ones you're comfortable with on a certain house. It's just such a privilege, and that's something I'm very thankful to have platform for, because I think recently I just had 10 new ones because I had run through like 8 of the other ones. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, here we go. Let's just see which one I can do on this one. And they're just so easy to do, but they catch everybody's eye.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
cool.
How much like approximately are you spending every month, Jake, on the actual Facebook ads? Like what's your ads budget?
I think it's 1,500, nothing
Okay.
crazy. Um, it had gone down, and I think I'm back up to like 1,500. Um, and I was once spending 2,000, and I'll probably get back up there again. It's just I had to do a little bouncing back from my second half of 2024, and then I do about, I think, 300, 400 per video for
Okay.
listing
Awesome.
videos. And I've been having, I
Awesome.
think I've had already like 8 this year.
How many views are you getting on most of those videos? Like when you do a listing video, is there an expectation of how many views you typically see?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're averaging 100,000 somewhere in that range. So it's right
Wow.
around there. So
Okay.
it's, yeah, a ton of views.
Yeah, again, so like it's not surprising that if you're getting a lot of listing videos in your community and you're regularly getting 80, 90, 100,000 video
Mhm.
views, obviously you're going to start building a brand in your area and people are
Yes.
going to be like, "Oh, Jake, that's the realtor who gets 100,000 views on all
Yes.
his listing videos."
Yes. Yes. I've
Again,
been,
again, it would almost be weird if your business wasn't growing when you're getting that level of exposure
for sure.
on your listings.
For sure. We've got a very competitive, I guess, real estate professionals here in Tallahassee. So getting towards the top. It can be a challenge. But I mean, with that, I've also done other things to kind of step up, directional signs and things like that. I've ended up landing a few listings that are on main roads, and I'm having people like, I see your signs everywhere. And I'm like, yep, that's on purpose. I'm just doing things even outside of platform, because I think I did at one point become complacent and just hoping platform would do everything for me instead of getting out and still talking to people and doing stuff around Tallahassee, and also taking advantage of under contract signs and things that just kind of catch people's eyes a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's combining that stuff that's really I have some huge momentum on my side right now, which is great.
Have Have you ever done any like small business spotlights where your ads are about
Yeah,
local small businesses?
yeah. So I often do restaurant ones if I do them. I mean, I guess I would say on best I'm averaging one a month, but it's
Okay.
probably
Okay.
10 a year. To be honest, slightly under one a month. Did one recently with a golf instructor here in town, for a small business spotlight, and yeah, I mean, I do a variety of them from, yeah,
Okay.
all different
And
professions.
that's always I feel like such a key part of our most successful clients kind of like ad strategy at kind of a 40,000 foot level, because the more ads you can put out into your community, that you're in the ad, so you are benefiting from kind of building your personal brand or whatever, but the ad isn't about you, you know? It's not like, oh, Jake is awesome, he's so great, I'm such a great agent, whatever. It's like it's you actually promoting someone else. That's just the ultimate win to me
It is.
in local marketing, because you're getting benefit from the exposure because you're in the video or you're in the photo, but you're actually talking about someone else, so you're not bragging
Yeah.
about yourself.
We had a marketing roundtable at our brokerage last week, and it's funny because everywhere I go, it's like I am the marketing guru, which is funny because I'm not, y'all are. But so I was just, they were going over like strategy on social media posts and all that stuff, and I was just giving them kind of like the mixture of um, real estate advice, small business spotlights, some family stuff. You mix all that stuff in, and by the time you run into somebody who's been seeing your stuff, they say, "Hey, Jake," and they think they know you because they've already gotten to know you and you have no idea who they are. So you're just saying hello, and it's pretty cool to see because they do they are engaged by that small business spotlight. They do find, and actually one of the cool ones was it was kind of off small business, but it was one of those like 10 best things to do during summertime in Tallahassee. One of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
cool
yep.
lists. And so I put one out, and one of them was going kayaking. So I was at Capital Health Plan, which is our insurance here in Tallahassee. I was at their office getting some documents, and this lady turned around in line in front of me. She goes, "Jake Dodson." She goes, "I love your Facebook stuff." She goes, me and my daughter watch all your videos. They're so good." She goes, "It's kind of funny because her dad came into town and was asking for something to do with her, and we went to your Facebook page and went to your 10 best things to do, and they went kayaking at McClay Gardens, and they loved it." And I was like, "That is so cool that y'all went back 2 months to go to an ad of mine." So it's just cool because it's just a connection people have with you. They go
Yeah.
try restaurants because of you. They go do these activities because of you. It's just a whole nother way of connecting with people. It's
Yeah, and
genius.
again, it doesn't feel like marketing.
No, it doesn't.
If you're just putting out valuable information, valuable content about your community, and you're promoting all the interesting things to do in your community and why you love living there, and whether it's restaurants or cool places to go camping or kayaking or cool bike trails or whatever it is, right? Like that doesn't feel like marketing, but because you're a local realtor and anyone can see on your page that you're a local realtor, right? When that stuff is popping up in their newsfeed, you are benefiting from the branding because people remember that it was Jake's post,
Right.
about such and such. So like I think a lot of agents forget that no, it's not a waste of money. Like because people do remember that you are the realtor and you're putting that stuff out, and you kind of it's not going to happen in a month, and it's not even going to happen in 6 months, but at at some point between 6 months and 18 months, let's say, if you're doing this stuff consistently, and this is the heart and soul of the platform strategy, if you're doing this stuff consistently, you do start to earn that reputation of like, hey, he's really just a champion of the community who just happens to be a real estate agent,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
And
And once you reach that, it's like game over. Like your business is going to grow, right?
absolutely, for sure. There has never been a time since I've started with platform, even though sometimes seeing that money come out of the account every month hurts me deep down. There's never been a time where I haven't thought that this is absolutely the best route for me to go long run. And my end game is not 12 to 15, it's 20 plus. And it will get there. different. Everybody has a different rise
Yep.
to get into that mark. I will get there. It's just going to be time, and platform is going to be 1A as reason why I get there. So,
And so you want to get to a 20 million a year? Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's my
Awesome.
goal.
Yep.
My goal is
Yep.
to continue to grow and, um, yeah, just taking steps here and there to kind of,
Yeah, I mean, I 100% believe that you'll get there if you can keep your price point at that,
yeah,
450, 500 mark. There's
right,
absolutely no reason you can't get to 20 million. And that's incredible because again, in your market, you got to sell a lot of homes to get to that level
for sure.
of production. But we've had a lot of clients do it over the years where they started with us at 4, 5, 6 million, and they do get to 20 million and beyond just by sticking with the marketing plan because we
Mm-hmm.
know that it works, right?
Yeah, it's long
Like it,
term.
yeah, like it works if you do, right?
Yeah, it does for
Um,
sure. So,
so
yeah,
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I mean, it is, it's really all about doing what, not to be like a commercial platform, but to do exactly what your account manager is telling you to do, follow through with it, and just knock it out and get it done. It's so huge to get all the different kinds of ads done. So,
Yeah, I think one kind of like psychological advantage or benefit of being in the platform is that you're not looking at any of this work in a vacuum. Like you're seeing a bunch of other people across the country, but in different markets, right? They're in different
mhm,
cities than you, so they're not your competition. If you see all them taking action and getting results, it acts as a really good motivator of like,
it
okay, well,
is.
clearly it's working for all them. I don't want to be the one person it doesn't work for,
Right,
because
right.
they're following the same marketing recipe, the same marketing plan as I am. And if I'm not getting results, I need to kind of look myself in the eye, look at myself
Yeah.
in the mirror and be like, hey, what am I not doing that other people are doing that has them getting results and not me? And we've had a ton of like, I'm not just saying that as a theory. I've had a ton of people tell me that over the years that like that's the reason I stuck it out for the first year, or even the first 2 years when maybe I wasn't getting the results with platform
Hmm.
that I thought I was going to get, is because I kept seeing other people in the group like double and triple their business. And I thought, why not me? Why isn't this happening for me? And then I'd call them or I'd talk to some of them or I'd meet with them and grab lunch at a platform mastermind or whatever. And I realized like they're doing more stuff than I'm doing. They're actually doing
Right,
what their account manager tells them to do.
right.
And I'm kind of like picking and choosing what stuff I want to do that my account manager tells me, which again, I just bring it back to a personal trainer metaphor is there's a big difference between someone who just gets a $20 gym membership and then goes once a month. But even if you compare two people who actually shell out the money and hire a personal trainer, if one of them does everything the personal trainer says to do while they're actually at the gym, like all the workouts, all the exercise, whatever, and then even when they get home, they're eating enough protein and drinking a protein shake and watching their calories and carbs and blah 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 blah, tracking their macros and everything, and then another person hires the trainer, doesn't really follow the diet advice, and even when they're
Right.
at the gym, they're like, well, I don't really want to do leg day. Can we just do more arms? Or I don't really want to go to failure. Can we just, do less reps or, whatever? It's like, well,
Right.
just because you hire a trainer and shell out money does not mean you're going to get results unless you do the work, right?
For sure.
We see that with platform clients all the time where they'll be like, why am I not getting results that I saw this other person get? And there's probably some people that are listening to this like, why am I not getting the results that Jake Dodson has had? It's like, well, are you just picking and choosing what stuff your account manager tells you to do, or are you just doing everything they tell you to do? Because that's ultimately what it takes.
Yeah. Office space, flair on the restaurant is what I always think about. Do you want to have 15
Yeah.
pieces of flair, or
Yeah,
do you
that's
want to
right.
have like 30 pieces of flair? Like I forget his name, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's not doing the minimum uh, to be part of platform. It's going and doing the extra and doing just trying to do as much as you possibly can and do it the best you possibly can.
Oh,
So
it's doing what's required, right?
yeah,
It's not doing what you feel like or doing what's comfortable. It's doing whatever is required to get the results that you want. Because I'm sure you would say, yeah, you've probably been uncomfortable and even annoyed and frustrated over the last 5 years because
Hmm.
we've asked you to do stuff that took you out of your comfort zone, or
Oh
that
yeah.
we asked you to, spend more money on an ad than maybe you were comfortable with or whatever. And you did all of it. And now you're at the point where it's like, okay, my business has basically tripled.
Yep.
I'm out shopping myself to buy a $600,000 house, which is like 50% more than the current house you're living in. And I'm
Right.
sure you're looking back like, yep, all that was worth it.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. It is. It is. It's what I've been going for the whole time since I started. So
well, dude, I'm so happy for you
thank
because
you.
it's fun. It's fun seeing someone genuinely put in the work and just follow the recipe and get those level of results, because it's cool seeing someone who is already at 15 million grow their business to 20 million or whatever. But
Right.
if we're being honest, someone who's at 15 million growing their business to 20, it's probably not like radically changing their life because
Right.
they already had pretty good money coming in, and now maybe they can just save even faster for retirement or whatever. But
Right.
if you grow your business from 4 or 5 million to 12, 13, 14, 15 million, that actually changes your family's financial picture.
Oh, it's
I mean,
massive.
it really changes things.
Yeah, it
So
does. So
that's cool, man. I'm super happy for you, and it couldn't
appreciate it.
happen to a nicer guy. I know Allie always tells our team how much she loves working with you, and you're just like the coolest guy
Yeah,
ever. So whenever you get wins and she shares them with the team, we're all super stoked. We're like, yeah, we like seeing Jake
I
win.
love that.
So
Well, great. Well, I appreciate everything you've done at Platform and keeping it the most amazing marketing company one of us could have. So everything you ever done, thank you.
let me ask you one more question
Yeah.
as we wrap this up here. Is obviously a huge part of the platform strategy that I think makes it work. Like, it's not just a marketing slogan we have, but it actually, it at least to me, it's central to what we do as a company, is the fact that we work with one client per market,
Yeah.
right? What does that mean to you? And is that important to you as part of the marketing mix, knowing that you're like the one agent in Tallahassee who gets to do this type of marketing?
Yeah. I mean, it is the one thing that I think that you guys have continued to do that is just so beneficial for every platform agent. I don't know of anybody who has been here for 3 or 4 or 5 years that would ever let it go. Uh, because our ads are so unique. It's not doubled up. It's not like anybody else is doing anything like it. So no one's going to know that you're working with the same company. We're all spread out. I think the closest person to me is in Perry, and that's an hour and 15, 20 minutes away. And so, yeah, I mean, it's being unique in your marketing. And, everything we do is unique. I remember putting on a 90s windbreaker set and taking a picture. And if we had Joe Schmo over here doing it, it would look like we're copying each other. So to
Yeah.
be able to
Yep.
have this unique marketing that's funny to people and different and be the only one doing it is huge. It's everything.
Well, again, just in case someone's listening to this and they have no idea what he's talking about there, that's one of my favorite retargeting ads where we have you
Well,
order like a 90s or even like an 80s
yeah, it's
windbreaker,
80s is
right?
what it was. It was
Yeah,
80s.
it's
Yeah.
well, it's like late 80s, early
Yeah.
90s,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It really like the bright fluorescent colors.
Oh,
And
it was phenomenal.
you wear this like full body windbreaker jumpsuit type thing, and then the ad caption that goes along with that ad is "I will fight harder for you than people fought against wind in the 1980s."
That's
And then
what it
it just
was.
has, your
Yeah.
name and cell phone number. Kind of just a dumb tongue-in-cheek ad, but the point is when that pops up in someone's news feed, they'll remember it because it just
Yes.
grabs their attention. It's like, wait, what is he wearing? Why is he wearing that?
Right.
And people remember it. And so, to your point, that ad works because we only work with one agent per market. If there was like
Right.
some other agent in your same area and they ran the same ad, people would kind of be like, wait, what? Who copied who?
Who
Right?
copied who? Exactly. So
Yeah.
to be able to be unique in that is awesome. So yeah,
Well, Jake, again, I just want to say I'm so happy for your
appreciate it,
success.
Tim.
I
Thank you.
I know you'll eventually hit that a 20 million mark. It's been super awesome seeing you get to the point that you're at now. I mean, I think the snowball is really starting to accelerate for you because, like
Yep.
you said, if you pick up just a couple of those 700, $800,000 listings, well, those people tell their friends about you who also live in $800,000 homes,
Doctors and
and then
attorneys, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, and then they start seeing your retargeting ads, and it kind of
Yep,
just snowballs. It just snowballs from there. So
it
like you're
does.
going to get more of that business, and I'm just so excited to see what the future brings for you. Thank you,
Appreciate
man,
it.
for coming on the show. I appreciate your time, and for the rest of you guys, we'll see you on the next episode of the Platform Marketing Show.